What if I told you that a coin sitting quietly in your pocket, change from 1979, could be worth thousands of dollars? What if I told you that hidden in plain sight among millions of Washington quarters minted that year are rare errors, valuable varieties, and historical details that only few collectors know about, from mint marks to metal composition, from auction records to collector secrets? The 1979 Washington quarter is a treasure waiting to be discovered. And in this video, we dive deep into every single detail of this legendary American coin. No fluff, no filler, just raw, fascinating history and real coin facts that can turn your curiosity into profit. So grab your seat, because what you are about to learn in the next 2 hours can change the way you see quarters forever. In the year 1979, the United States Mint continued the long and proud tradition of the Washington quarter, a coin first introduced in 1932 to honor the first president of the United States, George Washington. The 1979 quarter holds a special place in the timeline of American numismatics, not only because of its design or its use in everyday commerce, but also because of its hidden rarities, its production challenges, and the historical moment it represents, minted at Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Washington quarter of 1979 came in multiple versions, each with its own unique characteristics and value potential for coin collectors. Today, we begin this journey by exploring the history of the Washington quarter leading up to the year 1979. We will examine how the quarter evolved through the decades, how its composition changed from silver to clad, how mint marks were used, and how proof coins from the San Francisco Mint became one of the most sought-after categories for serious collectors. Next, we will analyze the minting process in 1979 and explain why certain quarters from this year became highly valuable due to errors such as off-center strikes, double dies, filled mint marks, clipped planchets, and transitional varieties. We will dive into real examples from professional grading services and auction houses, where some 1979 Washington quarters have sold for over $500 or even $1,000, despite their face value of just 25 cents. In the history of American coinage, few coins have held the legacy and familiarity of the Washington quarter, first minted in 1932. This coin was created to honor the 200th anniversary of the birth of George Washington, the first president of the United States. The quarter has become one of the most iconic pieces in circulation across America, with millions of citizens using it every day, but hidden among the common lies. The uncommon. And the 1979 Washington quarter is one such coin that has stories, errors, and varieties that make it one of the most fascinating pieces for collectors and historians alike. To understand the value and importance of the 1979 Washington quarter, we must first go back to the origins of the quarter itself. The original Washington quarter was designed by sculptor John Flanagan, whose portrait of Washington was chosen over other designs due to its formal and dignified appearance. The coin was originally composed of 90% silver and 10% copper, but that would change over time as the demand for silver grew and the cost of production became unsustainable for the U.S. Mint. In 1965, the United States Mint shifted from silver coinage to a copper-nickel-clad composition. This meant that the quarters minted after 1965, including the 1979 quarter, would no longer have any silver content. Instead, they were made with a core of pure copper sandwiched between two layers of copper-nickel, a combination of 75% copper and 25% nickel. This change was not only economic, but also strategic, as it allowed the mint to continue producing coins for circulation while conserving valuable resources. As we arrive at the year 1979, we find ourselves in an era of transition, both in operations. Inflation was on the rise, precious metal prices were fluctuating, and the mint had just introduced the Susan B. Anthony dollar. In that same year, this meant increased pressure on the mint facilities at Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco to produce not only the new dollar, but also the existing denominations, including the ever-popular Washington quarter. In 1979, Washington quarters were produced at all three major mint locations: Philadelphia, which produced coins without a mint mark; Denver, which used the D mint mark; and San Francisco, which produced proof coins marked with an S. Each of these quarters, although bearing the same basic design, could differ significantly in quality, rarity, and potential value depending on specific characteristics that we will now explore. Let us begin with the Philadelphia Mint. The 1979 P quarter is common in circulation with hundreds of millions minted. However, what makes the Philadelphia issues interesting are certain die varieties and errors that have become popular among collectors. For example, there are double die obverse quarters where certain elements of the design, such as the motto "In God We Trust," or the date, show signs of doubling under magnification. This doubling occurs during the die creation process, and although minor in many cases, they can still fetch a premium when certified by a professional grading service. Moving to the Denver Mint. The 1979 D quarter is also common in circulated condition, but again, it is the errors and high-grade uncirculated examples that command attention. Collectors look for full strike details, particularly in Washington's hair, and the eagle's feathers on the reverse strong luster, and sharp definition can mean the difference between a coin worth face value and one worth over $100 in MS-65 or higher grades. Coins that have been preserved in mint sets or rolls often provide the best chances of finding these higher grade examples. Now we shift to the San Francisco Mint, where the real treasures of the 1979 quarter story are found. The San Francisco Mint in 1979 did not produce circulation strikes, but instead focused on proof coins. These coins were made specifically for collectors using polished dies and planchets to produce mirror-like fields and frosted devices. What makes the 1979 S-proof quarter especially interesting is the existence of two major varieties known as the Type 1 and Type 2 Mintmarks. The Type 1S Mintmark is more bulbous and less clearly defined, while the Type 2S Mintmark is sharper, more refined, and was used later in the production run. The Type 2 version is significantly rarer and commands higher prices in the collector market. Some examples in perfect proof. 70 deep cameo condition have sold for over $200, making it one of the most desirable varieties for Washington quarter enthusiasts. In addition to these intentional varieties, there are also mint errors that make the 1979 quarter highly collectible. Some of these include off-center strikes where the coin was not properly aligned with the dies during striking, resulting in a misaligned image. Other errors include clipped planchets where part of the coin is missing due to a misfeed during blanking or strike-throughs, where foreign material got between the die and planchet during striking, creating unusual textures and impressions on the coin surface. The market for error coins has grown dramatically in recent years as more collectors seek out unique pieces that tell a story. No two error coins are exactly alike, and the most dramatic errors often bring the highest prices in auctions and private sales. Grading also plays a crucial role in the value of any 1979 quarter coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect examples, showing no post-mint imperfections. Most coins found in pocket change or circulation will grade between very fine and extremely fine, while coins stored carefully in mint condition can achieve mint state grades from MS-60 to MS-70. Proof coins are graded separately, with designations such as PR or PF, followed by the numerical grade and additional descriptors like cameo or deep cameo, depending on the contrast between the fields and the devices. Certified coins from reputable grading services like PCGs and NGC can command a strong premium, particularly when accompanied by designation labels indicating special varieties such as double dies or Mintmark types. Collectors and investors alike value the assurance that comes with a third-party authentication and grading service. Let us now consider some recent auction results for 1979 Washington quarters to understand their market potential. A 1979 D quarter graded MS-67 by PCGs, sold for over $1,000 due to its pristine condition and rarity at that grade level. Another example, a 1979 S Type 2, proof quarter-graded PAR 70 Deep Cameo, sold for more than $250 on a popular auction site, further showing that condition and variety are the two most important factors in determining value. Even in average circulated condition, some error coins can be worth $50 to $100 or more, depending on the severity of the error and demand among collectors. Key to success in this hobby is knowledge, patience, and access to good reference materials and marketplaces. To collect 1979 Washington quarters effectively, one should consider building a complete set, including all three mint issues, Philadelphia, Denver, and both proof types from San Francisco. Storing coins in albums or certified holders will help preserve their condition and make future resale or trade easier over time. Coin shows, local shops, online platforms, and auctions all provide opportunities to buy, sell, and learn about these coins. And the community of collectors is filled with experienced individuals willing to share their insights and discoveries. As we near the end of this in-depth exploration, it is worth reflecting on why coins like the 1979 Washington quarter continue to captivate so many enthusiasts. They are small windows into our nation's economic, political, and artistic history. Each piece minted carries not only the image of a founding father, but also the story of the people and processes that brought it to life. Whether you are a beginner just starting to sort through spare change or a seasoned collector hunting for the next rare variety, the 1979 Washington quarter offers something for everyone, from common examples to high-value rarities, from mint state brilliance to error coin intrigue. This coin represents both the ordinary and the extraordinary.